All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to another stream here in VRML. This is the preseason week 4, midweek of week 4, and I am Palidore, joined here by SirDimwi on casting. And well, how's it going, Dimwi?
Better now that I'm hearing Palidore rhymes.
Yeah, starting off early. Gotta get them going, get them flowing. Is Palidore the rhymes he's knowing? There we go. Anyway.
Oh man. Oh, spitting, bro. I love it.
Such fire. But yeah, these teams already been pinged, so we're gonna get ready to go real soon. It is Toxic Units versus Backlash, and I know you're the man with the stats, so what can you tell us?
Oh yeah, we got on orange Toxic Units here. Sir Dominic, Bad Internet, Marcel One, Taco on Thursday, coming in with a 4-3 win rate, MMR of 12-10, and a big win against Vision, 38-10. So you know, these guys are feeling good coming into this one, but they do have a real battle coming into this one because they are up against the undefeated Backlash, coming in 5-0 with an MMR of 1250, a plus or minus of plus 147. That is the point differential against their opponents. That is a big plus there, and 2 wins in the last 2 against Gravity and Smash Dash. 2 incredible teams there, and of course Backlash, Sundance, Lego, Nillywick, and Torin. So yeah, Toxic Units has a real game ahead of them, but I'm excited to see what they're able to put out against a team like Backlash.
Yeah, Backlash doing a lot of good work here this season, and as you mentioned, undefeated. The only undefeated team with more than 4 games played at least. We did have 2 newer teams coming in this past week and a half or so, I should say, with Calamity and Vertigo, so that's been kind of cool. But indeed, Backlash, the only remaining undefeated team, who's basically, you know, been here every week as we go halfway through week 4. And there you go. Teams are readied up, so starting on up here. And yeah, I'm excited. Let's see what happens. This is our one and only European match for the day. We do have a North American one later, but that is later.
We have 2 North American later.
Oh yeah, that's right. Thanks for the correction. You have one of those matches actually, so you would know, huh?
Ah.
But all right, Bad Internet will that first grab. Trying to get that through on the defense, and now stacking on through. Bad Internet receives it, goes backboard, but Torin, the goalie for Backlash, doing good work there to clear it to the other end, and some more stacks coming through, floating on pretty close as these stacks get on the attack. Lego getting the stun. So quick early start back-to-back for Backlash and Toxic.
Yeah, so far it's a game of speed. Both teams coming out really fast on these clear and boost. Both playing really great defense so far.
Yeah, the speed definitely what they're known for. And now off the backboard, cannot get that. Finds the clear, but only into the hands of Sundance. Playing that passing lane, the clear lane very well. And now the back pass again with that very calculated offense here for Backlash. As we often see, still working it into the floor. And yet more calculation, finding that pass, just dodging, but great save. Taco on Thursday. That was a sensational one as the stacks come through now for Toxic Units. Still recollected first by Backlash with the back tap and then the back slap. And here we go again.
Yeah, Backlash here, not just a team of speed, but their patience in passing and looking for those opportunities. That was definitely a hard save to make on Toxic Units, and that was phenomenal.
Now receiving that up top, but another great grab. Toxic Units. Some great hands defensively so far. Receiving that one as Bad Internet cannot get the clear, however, pressured by that stack on Backlash. So again, a little bit of a slow start, but a lot of it predicated off some great defensive plays here from Toxic early on.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing incredible passing and patience
there we
from
go again.
Backlash, but that bubble defense of Toxic Units right now is really doing some heavy lifting and keeping they're keeping this a 0-0 game now with already 2 minutes gone.
And a lot of it just based off those brawls. They're getting some clears, unable to find any stacks too quickly, so Lego's able to retrieve that and find a pass to Nillywick. And now just a play developing here on the lower floor. Maybe a attempt, a nice extra pass. Cannot find the center of the goal, however. So awkward angle there, but still another recovery for Backlash. And maybe this time one more backboard pass, but Taco on Thursday again. Toxic Units, the units on defense, if nothing else, getting it done there. Now some boosts. Maybe about to find themselves an opportunity, but no, because again, it's Backlash. Getting back just too quickly off that defensive play. Then right back again. It's ping pong in here.
And just looking at the stats real quick. I mean, talk on Tuesday.
Wait, another attempt on the goal. Man, they're having a rough time just to start off, so maybe one of those things where it's just need that warm-up play. Certainly the boosts don't need any warm-ups because they're very fast, but right now just the defense from Toxic causing problems, and just as well Backlash kind of just not, they're finding some passes, just not finding the shots either. It will be a dog pile here as it goes rolling for Toxic. Oh. Another barely miss here. Neither of these teams able to capitalize too much on these scores, but SirDimwi trying to change it, and another miss there on the goal, forcing the quick shot off that fast pass.
It was real quick. VTS King with a 25 bits for Pally.
Again, VTS, you flatter me. Thank you, and nice to see you. And almost seeing the shot there. That was another tough angle. So a double stun will result in maybe a turnover. Look at this dog pile unfold again. And there's another clear. And actually misses the hands. There was a backline player for Toxic Units unable to retrieve it. But here we go. Nillywick trying to contest that, but some more piles forming off those stacks.
I believe someone just knocked over some plates.
Well, I believe you. That's not good. Who was it? I guess we got to look for someone who's currently bleeding. But on the other end, trying to cause another missed shot, though. Gonna say, trying to inflict some bleeding, and there is finally from Toxic Units. It's bad internet with a not too bad dunk. I like it.
Goodness, man. I mean, we're looking at 4.5 minutes into this game. That might have been the longest we've gone before seeing a first goal in any game in league play yet. And that goal coming from Toxic Units, that is such a big goal for them right now.
There's been some definite just back and forth action here, unable to score, and I think you're right. I've seen a few games go maybe 3 minutes in that kind of neighborhood, but 4.5 might be the longest one yet. I don't know. I know I've seen in some of these other games where teams sometimes get on these slow starts, but not slow on that one. Torin lining it up from deep. That's right in that corner for 3. So there you go. 2 quick scores.
Yeah, we got 4.5 minutes for the first goal and then 45 seconds for the next. So Torin was he was just waiting. He was waiting for that. And what a great shot by Torin from the tube there. Masterful.
Yeah, it was a great shot there. And now maybe team's a bit warmed up. Again, you see these sometimes just for those first rounds where the first few minutes get off slow, and then once they find their pacing, it's all good from there. But that's a nice stack there, collecting the pass or just a floating disc. Not sure what that was. It was let go and found by Toxic Units, but trying to find it again as it sails back into their corner. SirDimwi, a clear, but the boost in that back line, playing the game the right way for that intercept. But here's another intercept based off the missed pass. So that'll get flung now into the other end. And some more stacks trying to come on through. Looks like it will be Backlash first.
And Backlash just not making this clear game easy for Toxic Units, playing that midfield so well, just putting up a wall and keeping it in the orange zone here.
Now some stuns going off all around bubbles, some man-on-man play here, but Nillywick finding himself free for the 2-pointer.
Bit of a dangerous pass in Nillywick there. It looked like it went over a defender, but does connect, and then Nillywick with 2 men in front of him. The defender comes out to challenge him. Goalie waits for that shot, and still he's able to put that one in. Great shot by Nillywick.
Yeah, they had a couple players outside of the bubble, one on the shoulder, one a little bit more outside, and they were covered man-on-man pretty well, but it was Nilly actually at the nest finding himself open, and that's actually probably the riskiest place to leave open if you're the defense. You'd rather cover those center areas more so instead of leaving the center open for those kind of passes and shot opportunities. That was contested, but just a little bit late is all. Now, will be a clear here, and following the boost, maybe another open opportunity, but no, because Taco on Thursday there is going to be there, contested by Lego. He's already gotten Taco, that is, already a couple saves here. Sundance going in, but can't save that one. Sundance finding a way.
That is a solid shot by Sundance, looking for the corner pocket there. And those your arms are only so long when you're playing that goalie position, and Sundance able to find that far side there and put it in for that solid 2.
And now trying to find some solid ground here. SirDimwi passing to the tunnel. Off to Marcel 1. Contested by a stack and causing a turnover at that. Only briefly, however. And now passes trying to come on through. SirDimwi receives that one. Trying to line up an angle using the blocks to his advantage to juke around.
Nice juke.
But unfortunate on the clear. But it maybe will bounce to his teammate who is contested. And now from that corner cannot convert. But a rebound will make them hurt. Lego going in. 9-2 lead now for Backlash as we approach this final minute and a half.
Another great shot from Backlash there. I mean, open man, but he's got a defender right in front of him who comes out on the attack, and a goalie still sitting there in goal waiting for the shot. He's still able to weave that one in. It was a great shot, great goal.
Now pass quickly off the stun, finding a SirDimwi there. Also another one off that stun, but look at the stacks, so quick. That was 3 players in a row, basically, that Backlash was able to contest off that stack to force these fast passes, and it will buy them another shot. 19 seconds into that round. So, again, as it progresses through the first round, score is just picking up dramatically compared to the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, it looks like Backlash was just waiting for someone to break that seal, and once it was broken, the waterfall starts falling.
Yeah, finding their groove early on. The Toxic units here trying to recollect for themselves, force into that fast pass. And again, see, look at that. These passes, although they're very accurate, very nice from Toxic units, how long can you sustain that if the stack is just approaching every single one with such speed? Like, eventually you're going to lose it because of those stacks. And, oh, there you go, just like that. If one gets broken up, they have the second one coming down the floor. It's so hard to deal with. And Torin will get the goal. With 21 seconds left now, a 13-12 lead for Backlash.
Yeah, Backlash just doing an amazing job of stuffing the midfield. They had the one stack in the orange zone trying to shut down that pass game. And when that failed, they had their back stack ready to take out that pass once it started moving into their own zone. That was just so well done.
And now, off that first round victory, it will be a Backlash going 13-2 over Toxic.
Say that's the score a little bit surprising after the first 4.5 minutes of the game, especially with the kind of defense we saw over on Toxic unit side was really shutting down those bubble plays, and it wasn't just clear and boost that Backlash was taking advantage of. They got their pass game on and were able to get it through that solid bubble defense of Toxic units there.
Yeah, Toxic units' bubble defense to start off was really good. Some of them, Backlash, just a few missed passes unforced, but at least half of those were definitely just based off, one, the saves from Taco on Thursday, getting a couple of them there. Bad Internet and SirDimwi credit for one apiece as well, but lots of interference being ran. The brawls were very nice from Toxic units. You can see 3 different players from Toxic in the double-digit stun count already, approaching 15, and 17 stuns apiece, so that outpacing the brawls right now. But
and just to touch on team stats real quick, I mean, we do have a full minute advantage to to Backlash on possession time, 3 minutes to 4 minutes. Shots taken 7-10, but 7 shots to Toxic units despite only having 2 points in that game. So that's probably speaks really highly of Backlash's defensive ability.
oh yeah, it's a difference maker for sure as these teams launch out here in the second round. Just got to figure if a couple more of those shots converted there for Toxic units, they'd be looking much closer in the game in that first round, and actually might buy themselves that first goal. But no, it's Torin there doing what he does best, saving shots and eating cornflakes. True story.
And you've really just got to laud the speed of both of these teams.
Oh, that shot almost in. That was a tough angle. That looked good, just bouncing off. But yeah, it's Taco now, actually, so another turnaround here. Some early attempts going on through, but now maybe the stack going to bother it. They will, but Torin gets rid of it. Little bit of a haphazard bounce will find him eventually on the other end. Now lining up that ramp shot as some more stacks come through for both teams. Recollecting as Lego, taking a shot, but oh, floating backwards. Taco was in the goal, couldn't quite retain his momentum and reverse it to actually get forward enough to catch that.
Yeah, that was a great attempt there by Taco, floating in. It looked like he was trying to use his brakes or his his booster to slow himself down, just not quite enough, so he wasn't able to stop in time to get that save. It's a great shot.
Now a quick one again. As we can see, the stack reforming in the back line, causing a turnover there. So in that case, they did a good job getting it through, but now the shot coming out, and Torin will capitalize again for their 6th point. So I think in that case, the stack did briefly get broken up, and they were sent flying towards the catapult area. And probably at that point, so the QB should turn around and just try and break them up. But it seemed like there was no comms coming through, and that enabled the stack to recollect and get all the way back to the disc without the front man being aware of it. Definitely got to do their best to try and neutralize these stacks. Of course, that is going to be a tough task against Backlash anytime you're against their team.
Absolutely.
Marcel here finding a pass. His teammate attached to him. They got a bit of a stack here. Might get there first. That's nice quickness there. And SirDimwi recovers, but gets rid of it quickly. Just worried about that speed and the noises he's hearing, obviously, from Backlash. It's one of those things where you're just always so nervous. They're right on your neck because of how quick they've been so far. But now pass to Lego. Might have himself actually a one-on-one opportunity. Nope, coming back, swinging through, and then he knows what to do. That was a nice juke move. I think even juked me as a cameraman just briefly, but he got that through there off the barrier anchor and somehow just split the seas for the open shot.
Yeah, that juke on the shield there, deceptively effective. The goalie came out to challenge right at the same time, and he grabbed a hold of that shield and just juked around both the defender and the goalie to put that one in. Masterful play by Lego there.
Now going deep down for the intercept, though, the back line of Backlash. Another goal opportunity. Taco trying to float back into the goal to cover it. Torin, soft pass, another one, and that is some beautiful team play there from Backlash.
Taco looked like he was following that disc all the way in. He made a read on every single pass, and on that shot, just not able to look like he might have either thought he was under fire or maybe he was actually under fire by probably one of the offenders. But yeah, they're able to weave that one in through him. Great attempt by Taco, but better goal by Backlash.
And now the stack getting broken apart only briefly, though, as they try and run a triangle around them. Now the second stack for Backlash does miss this one, but will recover based on that redirect and now recollecting. So I'm almost curious, too. Actually, no, nice steal there. SirDimwi trying to find it, but Nillywick with the quick hands on the save, and even a quicker stack on the other end might buy themselves another goal if they can get there. Couple overshoots coming through, so now goal is covered, and it is recovered by Toxic Units, but then right back again to Backlash. Lego receiving it on the wedge, dishing it over to this top corner on this block, which name I do not know, because it's not really used that much. You gotta name it something.
I believe I know it as Cloud, but I believe Gilligan would disagree with me on that. But I'm pretty sure that's what Martin III called it in one of his vids, and so I know a lot of people refer to it as.
And now, well, riding Cloud 9 for their 12th point, it's Torin off the assist from Nillywick, slingshotting that in right above the backboard in that oh-so-popular spot for the shot.
That whole sequence starts with that save by Nillywick. The presence of mind to be caught out in space, but to still cover that shot lane, turn around and float backwards to the goal slowly and keep that lane covered. That was a beautiful save by Nillywick to start that sequence that led to that goal by Backlash.
Yeah, and I think, so maybe if you're Toxic Units here, as this disc gets sent over and contested, Marcel getting that grab nicely, but the back line reforming there for Backlash, trying to contest this one in the pocket. Now SirDimwi will take that one away. Just trying to check his flanks here to find that back pass. So that's well done from Toxic Units. Sundance over there trying to contest on the other end, contesting as well as Nillywick, so maybe forcing a turnover. And then from the goal area, that stack coming through. And, well, they know what to do. There's a shot for Adelago, and 15 they go on the scoreboard.
Yeah, Toxic Units showing a lot of patience as they moved in, which is hard to do when you're behind like this in the game. It's hard to keep that patience up. But they were trying to slow it down and to get those sure passes, but the speed of Backlash is just so hard to contend with.
Absolutely, and at that point, I almost feel like maybe Toxic Units and teams who play Backlash in general, just because that stack is such a priority for them, maybe start sending one of their guys to break one of them up. I mean, it's tough because they always have 2 at any given time, it seems like. You can see them all coming in there with another shot, and Torin getting that one. But just because they're so intense with those stacks, maybe sending a stack breaker. Because you only need, in theory, 1 person to break up a 2-man chain. So, provided you're not just swinging too early and you're just going for the, the charge on those stacks with your shield up, should be able to cause interference on those kind of things. But like I said earlier, easier said than done. But I'm just not seeing a lot of teams in general, like disregarding toxic units as this shot goes through. But even other teams don't seem to be actually going for the stack breakage all too much. In any case, Sundance will come away with that and find that pass to Nillywick. Nillywick's going to find one more right there to the catapult, working his way around for the roundabout dunk as Torin to go up 19 now.
And the proficiency of Backlash's 2 chains. I mean, we see a lot of offensive players playing the chain in the American side, but not as many teams are running 2 chains, at least not quite with this proficiency. So Backlash, the proficiency of their 2 chains makes me really, really curious to see the proficiency of these chains versus some of the other top teams in the States. That difference in play.
I can answer that question immediately. They don't match at all. I promise. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hate to say that to my NA comrades, but got nothing on the EU stacks so far, especially Backlashes, and I can say that pretty confidently after 76 casts now. No one matches yet. It's ridiculous how quick the stack is here for Backlash as they take their second win, 21 points.
Oh, and I certainly wasn't suggesting that any of the NA teams have that proficiency, particularly of 2 stacks. 1 stack maybe, but 2 stacks certainly not. And like I said, I'm kind of curious to see how that would play out against an NA team that's running 1 stack with the kind of the two defenders playing more of a backline slow game.
Yeah.
Against a team that runs like this, especially like a team like Wireless Shacks with a guy like Gilligan, who's so big on punching and knocking people out and disrupting their stacks, to see how that would work out. Certainly not. This is no presumption here, no predictions on my part. Just genuine curiosity of how that would play out. Genuinely.
Yeah, I would say. It's not even a knock per se on NA. It's just kind of a difference in the metas, and that's been the case for 2.5 years now, where one region, EU has always been, in my opinion, easily the quicker team, or quicker region, and just prioritizing those clears, those boosts, those stacks, which is not to take anything away though from Backlash, because their passing game just as well is pretty incredible.
Oh yeah.
But just one of those regional differences to a degree, I think. And in the chat, Duller Ranger mentioning Joker might be the closest. And yeah, I would agree. Joker, to me, and it was said often even by the European teams, that Team Joker, like last season, they were regarded as the most European-like team by a lot of other players in the game. So they come close. I would agree with that. And also, speaking of chat, just hello to everyone in there. See Death Creeps. And Simon, and Duller, and VTS, of course.
I've been seeing VTS and Death Creeps in a lot of these games recently.
Yeah, nice to see. We got ourselves some regulars as they go for this beautiful coordinated 3-point shot. They had something identical to that in the last game they played versus Team Gravity, I believe. They had same kind of thing where it was a Backlash player recovering the disc right near the goal, had a dunk, but then checked ahead, saw they had plenty of time, and so they coordinated for the 3-point shot. So again, the team play, impeccable.
Yeah, statement to the presence of mind of knowing what's going on at all times.
Yeah, exactly.
Masterful.
Now see, that time, that first stack was contested very well, but not able to get the goal or the clear to the other side of the floor, so Sundance will find the goal, and that's the 6th point in quick succession off of that for Backlash in this 3rd round.
Oh, and just to say, VTS, I wasn't saying that you recently showed up. It was more of a statement to my perception that I recently noticed. So I apologize for that misunderstanding.
Yeah, what Dimwi was saying was he just showed up.
I just showed up.
Yeah, his awareness on that. Now, VTS definitely been around plenty for these casts throughout the day, throughout the nights. And now trying to recollect here for Backlash on that bottom floor by the wedge. It will be Lego. Again, playing their slow game after the fast boost. looking for those passing lanes. That's the thing about Backlash is they're excellent at utilizing the speed to recover the disc, but then once they're on the offensive end, they manage to space out with great efficiency. They find those back passes, they find the correct positioning, they play it slow. But then the immediate second they lose the disc, it's like somehow they're all right back on top of each other for the stacks right down the floor. So like apart together, apart together, apart together, and then apart, departing, the clear, SirDimwi. Nice save and another clear and a boost on the other end coming through fast, but oh, they might have had that if it weren't for the overshoot. They were coming in like a bullet off that one, but now a recollection by Marcel one gets it to bad internet, but cannot find the middle of the goal. So back to the hands of Sundance, and he will try to bide his time, find a lane as the defense tries to retreat for Toxic Units. 7 minutes left in this third round. Long pass over across, but beautiful punch and grab as well. Taco on Thursday getting the clear.
Yeah, solid bubble plays currently by Toxic Units, but Backlash, I don't know if they're too concerned about it. Looks like they're just racking up as much time as they can on possession at the moment.
Now racking up some more stuns, SirDimwi, so that's definitely 1+ for Toxic Units in this game. Those stuns and those punches, especially around the bubble, finding themselves some nice opportunities, just can't get the clear. And even when they do get a nice-looking one, it just ends up being a deep backline player for Backlash, intercepting anyways. So it's very, very tough. They're all over the floor at all times.
You can see here Nillywick just waiting. He's unchallenged, so he's going to let that clock run a little bit before he makes any pass play there.
Now a bit of an overshoot on the pass, so will be contested down here by Toxic Units. SirDimwi comes away with it. Now just a matter of the boosting game. Neither team able to get a strong one right away, but Toxic Units first to it, but overshoot it. So instead, it actually will be SirDimwi there, but he's going to overshoot as well. So miss grab, but then the punch to make up. And now across, great pass. Too bad internet from Marcel, and they'll find themselves in possession of 2 points.
Ooh, and it looks like Backlash got caught out a little bit. They believe they had that turnover, so it looked like one of the stacks backed up into the tube to get the boost off from the launch ring,
yeah.
And while they were in there, that turnover occurred, which gave Toxic Units the space to get that one in. Great capitalization there by Toxic Units.
It was one of those things from both the teams. It's like, oh, I thought you had it. No, you had it. And both of those teams overshot it as a result. They both thought they had that possession. But in possession now, Nillywick will find that pass right up top, and another cross one to Lego off the back. Cannot get it, but rebound to Nillywick. Nillywick with the pass into a dunk. Almost saved, but not meant to be. Torin finding it with the 8-2 lead.
Yeah, Backlash is doing a really good job of finding when they don't connect on those shots or some of those passes, they're so quick to pick up the missed shots and missed passes or the rebounds, and this is masterful play. I say that so much.
Now intercepted there as off the shot, almost another masterful play, but recollecting his Taco on Thursday. And now another intercept. Nillywick, the hands again. So we saw him with a short range. Mid-air grab on the other end over on defense earlier, that second round, and now in the third one, a very similar one, except it buys them the goal.
And all throughout the series, we're seeing Backlash recovering those clear attempts so fast and able to turn them right back around.
10-2, they do get a clear here, but in that back line for Backlash, finding their avenues. I mean, they have that clear and boost, they have the pass potential. They had a lot of different options they could have gone to. Sundance finding his options in Nilly and getting that one on a stunned goalie.
Yeah, not much Taco could have done there. He might have been able to attempt a headbutt, but that he was so low in the goal there that that would have been quite a feat had he been able to connect on a headbutt. So that was great capitalization there by Backlash.
So Backlash again, trying to make something happen, but that's a nice interception. Almost interception, but recollection, I should say now. SirDimwi's going to be at Ness. They have another cutter down low. Marcel going up high, but saved by Torin. I believe that's his third one, at least right in front of the goal area in this game. So good approach on offense from Toxic Units, but the defense also strong for Backlash. So back passing now to Bad Internet, trying to work their way around. Approaching here on the offense once more. Got a couple angles, but then just collapsed upon by the Backlash defenders. Now looking for some boosts. The overshoot will result in a kind of free-for-all, but recollected now. Millie Wick, but good stun up there by Bad Internet, covering that nest pass.
And Backlash punishing. I mean, if you don't have a stack to pick up those discs, or if you overshoot that disc, Backlash is so quick to punish you for any and all mistakes in that regard, and they've been showing it here. And now with Toxic Units picking up the stun game in the bubble to try to shut down these passes, while Torrent really takes his time and runs the clock.
Now taking their time on that shot, plenty of it at that. There were a lot of stuns going off around the bubble, but because no one was contesting the disc, the stuns were basically just for fun. Which is to say, I'm all about those fun stuns. And one of my favorite parts about 4v4 is just how much more you can be punchy. But yeah, indeed, unless you actually force a pass anywhere, the stuns aren't really going to buy too much on defense. And now there you go with a stack and 17-2 Backlash coming in there. I do think Toxic Units are doing the right thing in the sense that they're going for the brawls, but maybe need to focus the brawls more so on the stacks themselves when they're trying to get some offense going.
Yeah, I mean, if you let that guy sit in the backfield like that long enough, one of those guys is eventually going to get open, no matter how proficient you are on the stun game.
Yeah,
and
so
that's what we saw.
Sending someone, even maybe an offensive kind of stack situation where someone latches onto the QB and then breaks off to contest the defensive stack. Just something like that as they go in and with a nice spin, flipping himself off the backboard for the goal is Sundance.
And Taco there, I mean, reading all those passes, ready for that shot. But, once a shooter gets in so close to the goal, it's just so hard to make a save on anything. And the great attempt there by Taco. I mean, his attempts in goal tonight and his actual saves have all been phenomenal.
And look, they do actually go for that offensive stack I talked about there. They did break up one of the stacks, so maybe stream sniping, I don't know, listening to me in their comms, who knows. But either way, I approve. And so they did break up the stack, and as a result, look, they got to the front line. Of course, the secondary stack, and what a beautiful move from Bad Internet, but Lego there denying any more on the scoring end for Toxic. Wow.
Bad Internet running that Angel and effectively, but unfortunately, yeah, the save from Backlash just, yeah.
Steal there, though. It'll be a clear into the other end. Actually, almost a shot turning into one. Cannot handle the rebound quite yet. Bad Internet again, though, on the stun, almost causing a turnover. And now as the game winds down to a close, looks like that will be it. The 3 rounds there. Just floating through at the last second, though. But Backlash 19-2 and 3 games on the series.
And Boop in chat referencing the speed of a stack and how hard it is to contend with that. And I would say it's not just the speed of a stack with Backlash here; it's the speed of both of their stacks. And I mean, we saw Toxic Units take able to deal with a single stack plenty, but that second stack coming in and covering any of the space, any of the gaps left by that first stack, really doing a lot of the heavy lifting and working out for Backlash in the series.
Yeah, and again, it's one of those things. So it's not easy. Never claim that. Like, I would not want to deal with Backlash's stack if I was the one, on the other side of the floor playing against them, quite frankly. But it would be a fun challenge just because I am so, excited to get the punches off. But
yeah,
it was like I was saying earlier in that it's tough, but in theory, on paper, a stack, of course, is 2-man. It only takes one person, one brawler to mess up a stack. So you can still have a numbers advantage if you can have a brawler who is not too heavy-handed on the punches. Like, basically what you want to do if you're flying at a stack is fly directly at them or try to. Shield yourself so they can't punch you, and basically fly past them and then let go of your shield right as you turn around and you grab their feet, and then that's how you can break them up or at least get a leech. Either way, like, you don't even have to stun them. Even just getting a leech on them will help greatly. And that's kind of it's a move you can practice. Like, for me, I practice that whole shield, fly through, and then turn around, grab the foot. I practiced that move actually spectating public matches, believe it or not. So I'd go in my headset, and then as teams launched out, I would just practice on them as they flew through me on, like, the quick spin, grab, and then boom. But yeah, that's one of the things you can do, and it's tough. But if you can deny it, it'll be very handy for teams who face Backlash in the future.
And just to touch on team stats real quick, we did see possession, Backlash holding a minute advantage on possession for the first 2 games, and then we were talking about the patience and the clock running they were doing in that 3rd game there, and they picked up a full minute and a half in that 3rd game of possession time over Toxic Units. So seeing how that played out, actually, with the data, you can see that's what they were doing there, even though Toxic Units picking up a ton of stuns.
Well, yeah,
in those series.
That was what I was mentioning earlier. That's definitely one of the great things from Toxic was just the fact they were very good with the bubble brawls. So every time there were passes, especially early on in that first round, they had a lot of nice ones, and they were getting turnovers. But the thing is, because of the great positioning on the back line from Backlash, they were causing turnovers with the stuns, Toxic Units, but then they'd throw it for a clear, and Backlash would recover. If not on a stack, then based off someone just cutting off the lane way in the back. So it's so tough. So tough.
It really is. Anywhere that Toxic Units was making a dent in Backlash's game, Backlash was making up for it and then some elsewhere, and it really shows on that scoreboard.
Yeah. So, that note, well, Backlash will go on to be 6-0, remaining undefeated here in the EU region. Joining the likes over on the NA side, Synapse. They're the lone team over in North America now with a undefeated record. I believe it's the same as well, 5-0, maybe 6-0 at this point.
6-0.
6-0,
yeah.
but yeah, it's very strong opening month, basically, the first 4 weeks for Backlash, and we'll see how they perform in this latter half of the preseason. As for Toxic Units, they're still, no doubt, a strong team. Their record is now, what, 4-4, I believe. I mean, they're competing there, but again, Backlash is just on a roll and kind of handing it to everyone at the moment. So not much you can do, but just hunker down, get back to the grind, and win some more games throughout the rest of these weeks. And I think Toxic Unit's definitely a team very capable of doing so, as we've seen.
Absolutely, I agree.
So that will be our match here on the European side of things. Again, as mentioned earlier in the cast, we have 2 games tonight for North America, starting at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. It's Wireless Jacks versus Kangarillas, followed by an hour later, Nova versus Chaos. So those will be 2 games I'll be excited to cast, and for SirDimwi and Nova, excited to play.
Definitely excited to play. Really, when I was talking to Dano earlier, looks like they're still trying to find their 4th, but they're in particular Dano and Dano and Cakester, the speed of their stack. Speaking of stacks, speed of their stack is something I was telling my own team yesterday. It's something we're going to have to be very cognizant of, because they can definitely catch you off guard with that. So something we're going to be looking at as we go into that game.
Yeah, for sure. And Boop in the chat also just mentioning Backlash is the only EU team with decent attack and defensive jousts for 4v4. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't use say the only team. I think there's a lot of teams with decent ones, but I don't think there's any team, I will say, that utilizes the double stack as well as they do. So that's the thing. At least, like I was saying earlier in the cast, even on North America's end, there's no one with the same kind of rollouts and stacks that I've seen from Backlash yet. So it's pretty impressive. That's kind of one of the things with 4v4 is that everyone's trying to figure it out. So, Backlash, obviously, the results speak for themselves, and so I do agree with Boop in that sense. I think teams are coming along week to week, but it'll just be interesting to see how the meta does unfold.
Definitely.
And continue to unfold. I am noticing new things every week, and it's been entertaining, nothing else. But yes, okay, enough rambling from us, I suppose. It will be the conclusion of this stream. Thank you all for tuning in, and join us later for our North American matchups. And just as well, happy Thanksgiving to any North American players who may be watching. Obviously not a little bit early, but a lot of North American teams not playing this week, taking their buys because of the holidays. So, enjoy. Have some good food, good turkey, potatoes, all that good stuff. And hopefully see you all back in another week. Well, I've been Palidore. That's been SirDimwi. This has been VRML. And off we go. Have a good day / night.
Good night. Happy Thanksgiving.